So on my green days, I prepare for my red days, and on my red days, I prepare for my green days. What's going on, guys? It's Ricky here with TechBud Solutions. You guys love it when it is that I share my good days with you guys. I love being open with you guys and sharing both my bad. Last week I absolutely killed it. I was having, anywhere from 7 to 10 to 14K days. Today's a red day. There's no reason or no way for me to sugarcoat it. It is what it is. I took so many bad trades. I started let me just share my screen with you. The part that bothers me most about today is that I started off killing it during my live trading session with the LPP team. Go ahead and watch it if you're part of LPP. I mean, during that live session, I did an amazing job locking in profits, reducing my position size at overbought levels. I mean, direction was in my favor with SQQ. We waited for direction. I mean, I started cash, right? Pre-market, everything looked good. I added more to it. Everything was beautiful. It peaked. I reduced my position size very quickly, sold 5,000 shares. It pulled on back, added to it, pulled on back, added to it, broke its pattern, cut losses. I went from green on the day to red on the day. I think I was up around 2,000, then I ended down 2,000. I went in for a re-entry, got rejected, and I was like, well, I need to learn from my mistake. I started trading off the 5-minute time frame, and then it began to establish signs of support. I went in again, pushed up, sold off, cut losses once again. How quickly I went from a 2K loss to then 4K to then 6K. But wait, right? I waited for confirmation here. We broke above EMA. I went in. We didn't wait for higher highs, right? Because it pushed up, it pulled on back, and then it got rejected. It never made new highs. And I got rejected again. So altogether on the day, $9,300. Great descending pattern. I have my really good days. I have my really bad days. There's no reason for me to sugarcoat it for you guys. It says stocks ride amid debt limit hopes, right? So there's this debt ceiling that supposedly they're supposed to come up with an extension for that debt ceiling or that debt limit this week, and hopefully they do. I just wish direction was a little bit more clear, but from the time the market opened, I wish it didn't do that little switcheroo on me, and then ultimately just change direction. This is on the 5-minute too, right? It even looks worse on the 1-minute, right? If you zoom out completely, you can see how bearish the market was, which is great for SQQQ. And then all of a sudden broke its pattern. I cut losses there, right? Broke its pattern. It tried to retest, got rejected, tried to retest, got rejected, tried to retest, got rejected. At this point, I knew that I was digging myself in a deeper hole, and I was like, all right, it's time to get out. So I did leave myself with a small open position on SQQQ, and you don't need to agree with me on why I did it. I'm just sharing with you. We're going back to retest that same support range right around 2780 on SQQQ, or the same resistance range that we tested yesterday. Market could continue to make new highs, which means that I'm just going to have to manage that position size carefully tomorrow. But I wanted to share both, again, not my good days, but my red days. I share it all the time with my LPP team, but they work with me on a much closer basis. For people here on YouTube, or if you follow me on Instagram, I post my red days there. You're more than welcome to check that out. And today it's like my red days are normally like $2,000 to maybe $4,000. This one hurt a little bit more, especially just with all the craziness that has been happening today. I'm not the biggest fan of it, right? So NASDAQ market back at previous resistance levels. I'm ready to take on the market tomorrow with our LPP team. I'm excited to wait for market direction to be more clear. I hope to see that the market gets rejected. I'll add more to my SQQ position. If not, then I'll just have to manage that position accordingly. But other than that, again, because of the talk of the debt ceiling and hopefully coming up with a solution, hopefully the market actually ends up, being bullish. Hopefully it does. For me, hopefully it doesn't, but only time will tell. So I do want to remind you that tomorrow we do have retail sales before the actual market opens. That's at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. And then we have these series of different economic reports that are not too important, but they do affect the market. So I think it's important for you to understand where you can find these reports. And this is all at finviz.com, which is a free website, or you can search up on Google or whatever browser you search on. It's called an economic calendar. And these economic calendars on a weekly basis break down all the different economic reports that are released on a weekly basis that do influence the overall market. I think that's very important for a beginner if you don't have that list already. You also want to probably pull up the federalreserve.gov/news, right? You can find this under calendar, and it pops up, different meetings by either governor officials or Fed officials that are being hosted on a weekly basis, or really on a monthly basis, but sometimes they sprinkle them in advance on a weekly basis. One thing that I do want to remind you is, again, we have given away a total of $2,000 so far. We're going to be giving away another $1,000 during this Friday's live trading session on May 19th, 2023. It is free to save your spot, and that is that first link in the description down below. If you haven't saved your spot for our free live trading session, it's the first link in the description down below. It's going to give you an inside look on what it's like to watch me trade live, and of course, watch me give away $1,000 cash. Other than that, again, I do trade live every morning with our LPP team, so if you ever want to get an inside look on a daily basis of what it's like to watch me trade live in the stock market, that's that second link in the description down below, or where it says Learn, Plan, Profit 2.0. We are running a sale right now, so feel free to check that out. And the last thing that I do want to remind you is that for Shop Tech Buds, this week is prize week, meaning that every order, no matter how small, gets a prize from a PS5, Xbox, Smart TV, Apple products, drones, or even up to $100 cash, right? So cash is one of the prizes. Again, and on top of that, you also get automatically entered for a chance to win the 2019 Nissan GTR. And finally, the GTR giveaway is coming to an end, or $50,000 cash. So I believe there's 20 days left on our giveaway, and then one of you are going to be handed the keys for our 2019 Nissan GTR or 50K cash. There's a 100% chance that you will not win if you do not enter. And what better time to enter during prize week? Again, that's that fourth link in the description down below. I really do appreciate you guys' time. I hope that earned your thumbs up. If you have any questions, feel free to ask down in the comment section, and I hope to see you guys during tomorrow's live trading session. And if so, that's that second link in the description down below. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.